Welcome to 40G. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of 40G. This is the time of the year where pre-season is kicking off and you may have set some high goals for yourself. So in today's episode, I'm going to give you 5 moves that you can start today to get picked for a top team this season, whether that is playing in your senior team, whether that is playing a state team or a representative team. But here's the truth that probably a lot of you need to hear. It is not just talent that is going to get you into that team, it's trust. And trust is built in preseason. If you're treating preseason like a punishment and you're flogging yourself every session and you're pushing through pain to prove a point and to prove that you're worthy, you are missing the whole point. Coaches do not always pick the hardest worker. And I know we've always been told that you have to be the hardest worker in every room to get the position. But I'm sure a lot of you know, and especially if you've worked super hard at something, but you still haven't got the role or you still haven't got the position, coaches pick the athlete that they can rely on under pressure. So today, we're going to try and help you build that athlete. This episode is going to be short and sharp, and I'm going to give you 5 key moves that you can start today or this week or your next training session that is going to help you get picked in that team or help you achieve your goal that you have set this preseason. Preseason is where reputations are built. You need to think of it from the coaching perspective. If you're a coach, you're trying to solve problems. You're thinking when you're building out your team, who can I trust? Who is going to fit the role that I need to fill? Who lifts the group and who brings the energy? Who is someone that I love to be around and who all the other teammates love to be around? It's not just about your talent. And I will say that again throughout this episode. Talent only gets you part of the way. It is your character that will get you further. So this episode is for every athlete who wants to be seen, who wants to be trusted, and who wants to be selected or reach their goal. One of the best analogies I've ever heard around the preseason is that it's like building a house before anyone comes to inspect it. So if you think of in season when you're playing and you should be sort of at your peak performance, that is the open home, right? That's where everyone sees the finished products and it looks brilliant. They see the highlights, the results. But preseason is the foundation and the framing. It's the boring stuff that no one wants to see at the start. It's the boring stuff that you don't want to do. Getting up early, getting that run in, going to the gym, eating well, recovering well, all that stuff that doesn't look sexy, all the stuff that you won't see influencers posting on Instagram and TikTok, that they are the most important things. And this is the part that most athletes forget. Coaches are not just picking the best players based off talent in a vacuum. The coaches, who will be the project managers in this analogy, they are building out a whole job site. You don't hire 10 builders and hope it works. You need a mix of roles, right? Like you need your plumbers, you need your electricians, you need your roofers, you need tilers, and all the people who can do the finishing touches and do them well. And this is just the same with any team. Coaches are trying to fit the roles and balance the group so that their work site at the end of it can sell for a lot of money or can be as perfect as a work site can be. They're always after the finishing product. And it is not about the most talented tradesman who they're looking for. They are looking for the most reliable worker that they can trust to show up on time, that they can trust is going to get their job done and lift the standard of the whole work site, even if it means that someone with a bit more talent misses out. So this is the 5-part framework. Number 1, be a good person first. I know this sounds stupid. I know this sounds too simple, but I cannot emphasize how important being a good person is and how far it will get you over being a talented person. People remember you by how you make them feel, not by what you do. Think about it. Your best mate, your mum, your someone who you really love, you remember them by how they've made you feel, the memories you've made with them, how much you love spending time with them. You don't think about them for what they do, what their role is, whether they're a nurse, a teacher. The mark that people make on you is how they have made you feel. And coaches feel this as well. If you make a coach feel heard, respected, seen, and someone that they genuinely enjoy leading, it's going to be more likely that they're going to pick you over a right little upstart who might be talented but diminishes the standards, is lazy, self-serving, and is not a teammate. So why does being a good person matter? Well, As we've said, coaches can see talent everywhere, and there's absolutely no shortage of talent. But what is rare is an athlete who makes the whole environment better. You've heard of the saying that high tides raise all ships. And if you have a team of good people, it is going to beat a team of talented people, especially if they're coachable and have a great culture behind them. Irrespective of the sport, coaches pick based off a few questions that they ask themselves. Firstly, who can I trust when it gets messy? Who can I trust when the game plan is thrown out the window and that player is not going to throw in the towel and give up? Who will add to the culture? Who's just a pleasure to be around and their energy brings up everyone else's energy? And who is reliable and is actually going to follow through with what they say? Being a good person doesn't mean just being quiet and amiable. It's being reliable. It's being respectful. It's being team first. It's asking the hard questions. It's doing all the stuff that no one's going to see. It's picking up the cones after a training session. It is going into the change room and it's welcoming the new person. It's speaking to everyone. It's making everyone feel seen, respected, and heard. If you are a good person, you will be more likely to be selected. So you're probably asking, well, how can I be a better person? Some of the key things you can do straight away is be on time. There is nothing worse than someone who comes in chaotic, they're late, they don't respect your time. Sure, there's reasons sometimes why you are late, but you need to communicate that with the coach early on. Don't just rock up late and say, oh, sorry, work wouldn't let me out again. That's not good enough, especially if you want to make the higher level. And being early is also good for you. You know yourself, there's nothing worse than when you rock up and you're late, your mind's scattered, you start training, your skills are all over the place, and you just have a really bad training session. Be calm, be early, things will fall into place a lot better. Another tip is be organized. Now, I don't have to be your mother here. I'm sure she's told you this plenty of times, but everyone only has 24 hours in the day. So you need to be organized with those 24 hours. You need to prioritize things and deprioritize others. So if you've got a busy day, and I know most of you would because you're probably female athletes, we're not getting paid, we still have to work full time, we still have to study and do everything else. Be organized. Pack your bag the night before. Get your shoes, get your drink bottle, get your tape, your snacks, all of that out and ready, and plan in your calendar your training sessions and put them in like they're a meeting in a CEO's diary. Be accountable with them, don't waver on them, and show up when you say you're going to show up. Another one is simply talk to everyone. When you get to the change rooms, don't just run over to your friends and chat to them. You need to make everyone feel welcome. I know people right now that as soon as they walk into a change room, their energy lifts everyone. If you play a team sport, you are going to have to come into interaction with every single one of your teammates. They're going to have to trust you. That is how good teams are made. So go and make the effort to say hello to someone. Ask how their day was. Ask what's happening at home. Ask if they need a hand with anything or something that they're working on. You can make it training specific. You don't just have to do the old small talk. You can say, what's one thing that you want to work on today in training? Or what is one thing that you're trying to get better at? And even better, bonus points throughout the training session. If they've done that thing that they said, congratulate them or give them encouragement. And this includes the staff as well. A lot of the staff give up their time to be there. So go and ask them how they are. Go and ask them how their day's been and show genuine interest in them. Help set up and pack up. It's so easy. Go and pick up the cones, go pick up the bibs, the balls, the nets, whatever it might be. And then at the end of the day, and when you're leaving training, thank everyone. Thank them for their time. Some people might be paid, some mightn't, but irrespective of if they are or they're not, they're giving up their time for you. So say thank you. Coaches, remember that. Another huge one is be coachable. Now, this is one thing in my polocrosse career especially that I was known for. I was not the most talented, but I was one of the most coachable. And that's what they want. They want malleable people who are going to listen to them. So when the coach is speaking, you're not. Have eye contact, nod at what they're saying so they know that they've got your attention. Ask questions, be engaged. No questions are stupid questions. If you show initiative and are asking questions, they're going to remember you. And even better, when they tell you something or they give you feedback, go and implement it straight away. Then they'll think, wow, if she can implement that straight away, then she's going to fit into my game plan and she might fit into a role that I didn't even expect for her to. So be coachable. And finally, be the teammate who lifts the standards by leading, not lecturing. We've all had an instance where we've had a teammate who does the right thing, but they constantly lecture people and they kill the vibe by doing it. The best leaders lead by example. not by telling people how to do it right. So go out there and lead. And what that looks like is go and be the first one to speak to everyone. Be the voice if things are a bit quiet at the start of training. Go and pick up the cones and show others that that is what we do at your club. Lift the whole standards up by leading and showing and setting the example. So remember, talent, that's just a highlight reel, but your character, that is your reference check, all right? And coaches are looking for the full package. Don't get me wrong, talent will get you noticed, but it is character that is going to get you trusted, and it's character that is going to get you into the position that you want to be. The second thing you can do is train with intent. Now, effort is not the same as intent. Intent is what makes coaches say, she gets it. You can sweat a lot and not improve. Intent means you know what you're training for and why. Intent is how you turn busy into actually more focused and better. We all know people who are run off their heads and they're always busy. But when you think about it, you're saying, well, what are you busy doing? Like, you're busy doing everything, but I don't know how that's getting you closer to your goal. That's the same with training. Now, I could jump on a treadmill and I could train all day and night, but is that going to make me a better footballer? No, probably not. I'd be better to train less and have more intention with what I'm doing and how each training session is getting me closer to my goal on the field. That is more intentional, that is more optimized, and that's going to get me further. So 3 things you can ask before every training session, whether that is a gym session, a skill session, a coach session, whatever it may be, is number 1, what am I here to improve today? If I'm doing an upper body session, I'm not here to improve my cardio fitness. So I could get rid of the cardio session and I could just say, right, today I'm focusing on my upper body strength because that is going to help me tackle and create space. So when I'm on the football field, I'll be able to have that more space to think and execute. The second intent question is, what does a good session look like for me today? That mightn't be, I'm going to go and kick every single goal I shoot. It might be, a good session for me today is to turn up and to feel energetic and to feel confident. The third one is, what is one behavior that I can control even if I'm tired? Sport is full of uncontrollables, but we can always control 3 things. The 3 things are effort, attention, and attitude. So what can I control today if I'm tired? Well, if I'm tired, I can always use my voice more. I can always help my teammates who are in front of me, even if I'm nowhere near the ball. The best place to ask these 3 intent questions is in your notes app on your phone before the session starts. 3 quick questions, 3 quick answers, and I can guarantee you are going to get more out of every session than just going in blindly and doing more. Train smarter, not harder. And then after this training session, back in your notes app, write 1 sentence. Today I improved X. Next time I will X. So you could say, today I improved my intent around energy and trying to use my voice. Next time I will try and use my voice earlier so that I can help my teammates. Simple as that. 3 questions before training, 1 question after. You'll get a far better session in and it will help you improve towards your goal. Tip number 3, set goals and micro goals. Big goals are exciting and we need to set them because they're going to be our North Star that we work towards, but they are the destination. If you're someone who can set goals and achieve your own goals, coaches will love that because coaches love people who can self-coach. So how are you going to do it? Is you're going to set your big goal, which, as we've said earlier, it might be, I want to be selected in the senior team by round 4, or I want to be selected in the state team. And then say when it is that you need to be selected or when you'd like to be selected. Then from there, you need to reverse engineer that goal into smaller, manageable, bite-sized goals that will help you have a direct focus for each goal and help you get there. So if you have a 6-week preseason, you might say, week 1, I want to work on getting to know everyone and understanding how this team works and what the coach wants. Week 2, I might try and build my fitness a little bit more and take some more risks and so on and so forth. So having that weekly goal is going to help you achieve that overarching North Star goal. Now remember, not all goals have to be outcome goals. In fact, they should not be all outcome goals. They should also be process goals or standard goals. So when you're setting these goals, it's always good to have an outcome goal, but also a process goal that goes with it. What can these process and outcome goals look like? Well, if we look at the outcome goals, you might say by week 3, I want to be hitting 8 out of 10 quality reps under pressure. whether that be kicking, hitting, whatever your sport. Then behavioral goals. You might say, by week 3, I want to be the first one at training to help set up. I want to ask the coach one question on something I can improve. I want to be the loudest person in my team in a certain drill and feel as though I'm helping others more so than myself. They are more standards as opposed to just an outcome of hitting a 2K time trial in a certain amount of time. Now, it can be quite challenging to actually track these process goals because they're more qualitative rather than quantitative. But we can just use a simple scoring out of 10 after training. So for each session, you can score 4 things. You can score your skill out of 10, your effort out of 10, your intent out of 10, and your energy out of 10. And then at the end of the week, 5 minutes, look at what you've scored yourself, look at your 3 intent goals that we mentioned earlier, and ask yourself, where have I progressed? Where haven't I progressed? And what is my next goal going to be for the following week in order to progress on all of these goals? So remember, big North Star goal, reverse engineer it into smaller, manageable goals, and you are far more likely to reach that North Star goal. Tip number 4, use your coach like a cheat code. If your coach does not know that you want to be selected in that rep team, or they don't know that your ambitions are to play in the seniors team, how can they help you get there? Coaches often have around 30 athletes they're trying to manage. They're managing staff, they're managing everything else. They are not mind readers. You need to make their job extremely easy. Clear athletes get clearer feedback. Clearer feedback means more progress. More progress means you're more likely to achieve your goal. If you go to the coach and you ask them for standards and you ask them for more feedback, it's not annoying, it's professional, and it shows that you are willing to put in the extras to get there, which puts you in a far better stead than I could almost say around 80% of the rest of your team. There is no point starting a preseason if you do not know exactly what your coach is looking for within your role. You could get to the end of your 6-week preseason and the coach could say, look, you're doing great, but I'm looking for a forward who can take aerial marks and you are better on the ground. And now you've both wasted 6 weeks and filling that role instead of someone else who's been filling it, right? So the best athletes, they don't guess what selection needs. They confirm it. They confirm it with their coach early on. Ask your coach for a 2-minute meeting. Be like, hey coach, can I have 2 minutes? My goal this preseason is to push for the top team or the seniors team. What do you need to see from me to earn that spot? And can we check in about 2 weeks so I know I'm on track? That's pretty simple, right? You don't need to book in a whole meeting to see them. It doesn't need to be scary. That says to the coach, this person has initiative. They know what they want, and now I know how to help them. It keeps you accountable to your goal, and it also keeps your coach accountable because you said in 2 weeks, I want to check in, see if I'm on track. So whatever they've told you, they know that you're going to be keeping them accountable and seeing in 2 weeks whether you've improved on it or not. So they're going to be looking out for you more in training sessions, which if you're at the front of their mind, you're probably going to be at the front of their mind in selection. And there are a few different questions you can ask them, right? But some of the top ones would be, what does selection ready look like for my position or my role? You can just ask them flat out, where do you see me within your current system? Or what does being selection ready actually look like? What are behaviors you want to see from me in every session? When you're picking the top team, what are your non-negotiables that you reward? It might be effort, it might be communication. They might like to see good decision making. They might want to see a really fit and skillful and strong team. It really depends on what the coach is looking for within their outfit for that year. So if you go and ask them, what are the 3 top things that you're looking for this season and what role do you envisage for me and how can I help achieve that? You're going to be far better off. You're going to have far more clarity and you're going to be able to have more intent in your sessions. So right now, message your coach, put the date in your calendar, follow up, have your check-in, write 2 actions that came from that meeting, send a quick message back to the coach saying, thank you for your time. I'm going to focus on X and Y this fortnight. Can we check in and have another chat to see where I'm at and what I need to improve on? This is going to be an absolute game changer and get you so far. It also shows maturity and coaches love maturity. So please send them the text right now. Don't be scared. Just do it. And the final tip, number 5, is don't burn out trying to be impressive. Don't try and be the hero and push through pain in preseason just to prove a point, all right? It doesn't prove anything. If your body is not right, you will not perform well. It really is as simple as that. There is no point pushing through a niggle in preseason just because you want to get selected. what's going to happen is you're going to make that injury 100 times worse. You're going to be out for a longer period of time, and then you're not going to be of use to your coach. So be open and honest with your coach if you are struggling with a niggle up front. Say to them, look, I'm being completely transparent. I've got this niggle, but I'm working hard behind the scenes with my training to overcome it. I will not be able to participate in this drill or that drill. And just be honest and open. Don't be the hero because it never ends well. I've done it before. I've been burnt before. And a coach is going to respect you far more if you are open and honest with them from the very start. And you'd be surprised. Coaches, they've often been athletes themselves. They get it and they respect it. Your body is your priority. You need to be accountable for your body. Your career is your responsibility. Okay. Preseason, it's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and it's not the time to be doing 100 things at once, trying to improve. It is going to be the athlete who lasts gets seen more so than the athlete who was fantastic over 2 weeks, but then they completely blew out and disappeared for the rest of the season. So, some practical recovery tools. Rest is as important as training. It is where the adaptation happens. It is where the magic happens. It should be just as important as the gym session that you've been scheduled. You need to schedule it. You need to do it. And if you haven't already, go and listen to the episode with Chloe Giles, who talks all about this. It's a fantastic episode, and she's a fantastic S&C coach. So go and listen to that. You need to periodize your effort. Hard days can be hard, but your easy days must be easy. There's no point on a rest day then going to do a swim and then going to do a 10K walk and this, that, and the other. Sleep is going to be your number one legal performance enhancer. This is something I'm extremely passionate about, and those who know me know that I take sleep as if it was my second or third job. 8 to 9 hours every night, non-negotiable. I know this isn't always an option if you're shift workers or if you've got other things going on in life, but you need to sleep and you need to get a nap in if you can. If the health industry could bottle up one drug, it would be sleep because the benefits that come from sleep are like no other. And finally, fuel. You need to be fueling like an athlete. You need to be fueling like a Ferrari. You shouldn't be wanting to go to the next level and then still eating absolute rubbish or putting E10 petrol in your car from 7-Eleven, like unfortunately I do to my car. But I will never say that I drive a Ferrari. Your body is your temple. Fuel it like one. Have enough protein for recovery. Have enough carbs for energy. Have enough micronutrients for other health benefits. Go and see a dietitian if you don't know how to fuel properly, or go and listen to past episodes on 4TG with Dr. Emily Mann or Alicia Edge, the Matilda's dietitian. They are absolutely fantastic resources. Use them. They also provide free resources in their show notes of those episodes too. So go and have a listen to them. Now, when we say don't push through discomfort, in preseason, there's always going to be discomfort. Your lungs are going to burn. You're going to be sweating. You're going to be fatigued. You are going to have to push through discomfort in some way, shape, or form. But do not push through pain. What is pain? Pain is when you get sharp sensations in your muscles or in a joint and it's worsening, you're limping, you're changing your mechanics. It's just not getting better. Please do not push through pain because you're scared to look soft. That is how seasons end early, and that is how careers end early. So do not make that mistake. If you want to be doing more in your preseason, do it a couple of times a week, but don't do it every single day. I know preseasons are a time where you come back after a holiday, you're feeling motivated. So you want to do everything at once. Don't do that because you're going to lead to burnout and you're going to lead to an injury. Do it a couple of times a week or add one extra session. Don't do it every day. You need to periodize and slowly build up. If you're lifting, instead of adding another session, focus on having quality reps and not maxing out constantly. If you're running, build volume gradually, not a sudden jump. And notice how your body is feeling afterwards. If you are absolutely gassed at the end of a session and you can't front up for another 2 or 3 days, then it's better to pull back a little bit so that you're more consistent and you're slowly building that volume. Consistency beats intensity when intensity is chaotic. So they are the 5 tips to get the best out of your preseason and be more likely to be selected. Quick recap: be a good person first, build trust with your coach. Your character will get you further than your talent will. Second, train with intent. Have 1 or 2 focuses per session that will get you closer towards your goals. Number 3, reverse engineer your main goal or your North Star goal into small weekly goals to help you get there faster. Number 4, talk to your coach early. Ask them what they want. Ask them how you can improve. Help them to keep you accountable, keep them accountable by checking in, and have a far clearer idea of what they're looking for in an athlete and how you can be that athlete. And number 5, recover like it matters, because it does. Recovery is going to be your best friend this preseason and ensuring that you're going to have a sustainable and long career, as opposed to a fantastic preseason and then a very disrupted season due to injury. And if you want help actually implementing some of this and help breaking down your goals into smaller, more achievable goals, I have built something just for you. I'm extremely excited to announce that 4TG is releasing a 6-week athlete mindset coaching program for young athletes who want to level up not only in their sport, but in all areas of their life. This program will be tailored completely to you and your goals, both on and off the field. We'll go through things like setting out your North Star goal, reverse engineering that goal into smaller, more manageable chunks. We'll go through some confidence tools that will help you reset after you make mistakes. It'll help you perform better under pressure, and also will help you with your mindset around selection and your self-worth and self-limiting beliefs. We'll go through some things like self-talk scripts and visualization exercises, and how you can build your self-belief so that you radiate confidence and you feel confident going into any room at any level, and giving yourself the best chance to reach your full potential. And more importantly, we're going to talk about how you can stay consistent throughout your preseason and your season without burning out, without getting injured, and without losing the love for sport, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. If you're not loving your sport, you're not going to perform your best, and there's no point being there. Sport is such a blessing, and we need to always go back to why we do it, because we love it. It shouldn't be a chore. It shouldn't be a job. You should be turning up day in and day out because you absolutely love doing it. So, for the first 5 athletes who would like to sign up to this program, DM me preseason and you will get 50% off the 6-week course. If you want any more information, shoot me a message on Instagram, or otherwise head to the 4TG website. There's a little bit more information there, but please reach out if you have any questions or queries. I hope you got a lot of value out of today's episode, and please let me know if you did. Take a screenshot of this episode, post it on Instagram, and I'll reshare it on 4TG so we know who's listening and how we can keep coming up with content that is going to benefit you and your goals. Be sure to subscribe to 4TG on YouTube so you don't miss any of the video episodes. And as always, feel free to reach out if you have any questions, if you have any topics that you would like to discuss, or any guests that you would like on. I appreciate every single one of you who listens, and I wish you all a very happy, healthy, and safe preseason. Have a great week, and we'll catch you next week.